Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help. So thank you guys so much. And for today's video, it is time to finally talk about the kits. They finally came out a little bit late, but I'm glad because I actually managed to get some sleep. This time, I actually fixed the Vtuber model, so blinking and everything seems to be working. Just letting you know, you won't be seeing jitteriness anymore, so I apologize for that. But we're not scuffed anymore. Some exciting stuff to talk about, so let me scoot on over and let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we are at the Nikke motion demonstration and skill introduction for our lovely girl Eunwha tactical upgrade using the MG Special Therapy T. Eunwha tactical upgrade is a supporter who supports her allies' survivability and enhances their attacking capabilities. Depending on their formation, she further amplifies their attack power, prolonging the favorable situation for the allies. Now, as always, there's going to be timestamps for everything, and I'm going to be reacting to all of these motion demonstrations, but I'm also going to be going through the kits as well, so timestamps for wherever you want to go, of course. And of course, okay. That's fine. I kind of figured that she was going to have the devil coat. I know some people are going to be really disappointed. Also, her face looks a little bit different. I don't know. It looks a little bit different than the shooting. I mean, I still like it, but it looks way different than the idol. But I figured. I mean, at least you still get a little bit of the assets, but damn. Definitely covered by a lot. And I kind of figured that, unfortunately. I mean, it's to be expected at this point with how it is. It's a shame, but hey, at least you still see it. And damn! Yeah, right there. That little expression right there. That devious expression right there. That's good right there. That's good. I like that. That's solid. So, pretty good. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm probably not gonna go for MLB. Remember, these are standard characters. So, we'll see. But with all that reaction aside, we do have to go look at the kits because we got a lot to talk about because this is just the skill 1. This is just the skill 1. Sora, Romani could never. I'm just saying. That being said, she is a supporter. Machine gun burst 1, fire coded. So, interesting. Skill 1, environment setup. Activates at the start of the battle and affects self. Environment setup. Function sprays a solution into the surroundings to create an advantageous battlefield. Effect 1. Damage taken goes up 3.9% for 10 seconds. And then effect 1 targets all enemies, including those that appear during environmental setup, all get affected by this damage taken. And effect 2, environment setup continuously recovers 2.32% of the caster's final max HP every 1 second for 10 seconds and affects 2 targets, and it's all allies. So, affects 2 targets, but all allies. I'm not sure if that's like 2 allies or if it's everybody. I can't tell. It's like weird. It says all allies, but it says affect 2 targets. Reoccurring interval every 30 seconds. So the longer this goes on, the more she's gonna do good. And in about the typical minute and 30 fashion, this is like probably 4 times, probably less because most of the time you probably blaze through it. So you probably only get this maybe twice. So interesting. Activates when the enemy appears and affects self. Exposure, which is undispellable, and you get taunt for all enemies continuously. So that's interesting. So she's like almost like a supporter tank from how it looks, especially with that taunt. But this is just from the skill 1, right? Because now we go on to like looking at the skill 2 and burst skill. And activates only if self is alive. You go into LT formation. And what this does is create a function, issues a battle advantageous tactic to targets. Effect 1. Affects all allies from the same squad. So this time you're probably going to want Eunwha and Vesti to get this bonus as well. Which critical damage goes up 23.51% continuously. Effect 2, which affects all allies, which does not mean from the same squad. Projectile explosion damage goes up 2.32% continuously. Bonus effects when applying AS formation to self. Now, we actually don't know what that is yet. We will come back to that because this is actually from Eunwha's kit right here. So there's some synergy at play from here. So to get these effects, you're going to need to get Eunwha because she applies AS formation. So it's kind of crazy. So if you have Eunwha, now what Emma gets is that affects all allies. True damage goes up 30.97% continuously and affects all allies. Projectile explosion damage goes up 3.09% continuously. Affects self. Exposure activation disabled continuously. So it keeps exposure activation going since it disables it. So I'm assuming that when you get this third bonus effect, exposure activation disabled, that means you are able to keep recovering HP without it stopping. Is that what I'm seeing right there? Because then also with effect 4, reoccurring interval of environmental setup goes down 20 seconds continuously. So now it's only every 10 seconds now. So that's actually a game changer in between that. So that means she can just keep dealing more and more of this, which is crazy. And now with her burst, affects all allies. Battlefield formation. Attack goes up 40.07% of the caster's attack for 10 seconds and affects self if self is in environmental status setup. Enhances environmental setup. Function enhances environmental setup. Duration 10 seconds and affects 1. Damage taken multiplier of the environmental setup is scaled by 100. So I think it goes to around 7% now than the 3.9. Affects 1 target, all enemies. Effect 2, potency of HP restored is 29.04%, and affects 2 targets, all allies. So it just buffs her environmental setup, which is actually pretty damn insane. These are some good-ass buffs and debuffs for the enemies. That's crazy. Not to mention the bonus ones that you get for having Eunwha. She'll definitely benefit, so you really want to have Eunwha on the team to take advantage of Emma more. So that's insane. And she's also burst 1, 20 seconds. No cooldown, so you're going to probably want to bring an extra unit with cooldown for all of this. Now let's get to talking about our lovely girl, Eunwha. Eunwha is definitely going to be someone I want to talk about because she is interesting. Now, first things first, we are going to be looking at the motion demonstration, as always. Lovely. So let's get to it. And I just want to say, great hips, great belly. I'm just saying, looks really, really good. Solid all around. And the shooting pose, okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll take it. I'll take the shooting pose. This is good. Good belly, good hips, good assets, good jiggle, good movement. Hey, I take it. I take it. It's pretty good right there. Looking really, really good. I want to see the wallpaper though. Curious. I'm curious about the wallpaper. Not gonna lie. I'm interested to see what they do, if it's gonna be kind of just like actiony and cool. Okay. Right there. Right there. Right there. That's the one. That's the one. If that's the wallpaper, good belly. Good belly wallpaper right there. I give it to him. That looks nice right there. Now, I'm not going to MLB, but it looks nice. That's what I'm talking about. That looks solid right there. All right. All right, Shift Up. All right, you're looking pretty good. But now we got to talk about the kit for Eunwha. She's an attacker burst 2. So I guess you can assume what's going to be happening next for Vesti. So she is a sniper rifle. Code fire once again. And once again, this whole thing is just for the skill 1. Camouflage Scarf. Activates when using the burst skill and affects self. Camouflage. Prevents self from being the target of a single attack for 5 seconds. Loses effect when the caster takes damage. Activates when performing full charge attacks. And affects self when entering full burst. Camouflage. Prevents self from being the target of a single attack for 5 seconds. Wait, so you get this twice. You get this on the burst and when performing full charge attacks. Okay, I thought I was just like repeating myself for a second. And then this also loses effect when the caster takes damage and activates only when in camouflage state. So when you get this camouflage state, Eunwha gets normal attack dealing true damage continuously. And true damage goes up 42.24% continuously. So that's, once again, just for the skill 1. But now we can look at skill 2, which is the AS formation, which is what I was talking about earlier. So if you have Eunwha, Emma is going to be getting buffs now because of this. So this is really good to have because they are going to affect each other. Because also in her skill 2, it says LT formation to self, you get bonus effects. So Emma and Eunwha do complement each other here. So there is synergy. You're going to want to have them here because they're meant to be together. So right here, activates only when self survives. So once again, just like Emma, when they're alive, the skill 2 right here, AS formation. AS formation. Function issues a battle advantageous tactic to targets. Effect 1. Affects all allies from the same squad once again. Critical rate again goes up 8.16% continuously. Effect 2 affects all allies. Charge damage goes up 41.81% continuously. Effect 3 and effect self, her attack goes up 42.24% continuously. Now, when she gets Emma's buffs from the LT formation, she gets a bonus effect, which for all allies, projectile explosion damage goes up 5.11% continuously, and true damage goes up 30.97% continuously. Remember, Vesti has an RPG. She has a rocket launcher, so this projectile explosion damage definitely meant for her as well. And now we are on to the burst skill. Explosive round, once again she is a 20-second unit, effect self, swap weapon, charge time 0.3 seconds, damage 105.6% of the final attack, has true damage, full charge damage 300% of the damage, max ammunition capacity 1 round, special note, fires an exploding bullet dealing AoE damage, additional effects. The effect of the explosive round means damage taken goes up 27.87% for 10 seconds. Damn, that's actually really good. Holy shit, these buffs are insane. Not only is it complementing each other, but all of these buffs for both Emma and for Eunwha, they are going to be going to Vesti. So Vesti is going to be hitting like a fucking truck. Now that we've seen those kits, now we can get a good look at Vesti, because I do want to see how she looks for her shooting pose. I actually really do. So we'll have to see right now. Let's see. Yeah, dude. She looks stacked, man. I'm glad they have her in the coat, but like you can still get the fan service. Like that looks really good. Okay. A little bit of skirt. A little bit of skirt. I need more jiggle. Come on. Come on. More jiggle. Come on. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. Maybe if you move the mouse. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But, oh shit, wait. She shoots fast. What the fuck? Yo, she got like Cindy level of shooting? Excuse me? She's just spamming those rockets. Right there. Right there. That's probably the wallpaper, which also looks really good. Not gonna lie. But damn. Holy shit, that's a barrage. And she shoots fucking quick. Okay, so she's going to hit like a truck. She's going to absolutely do damage. Okay, Shift Up. Alright, I see you. And this is the kit. Thankfully, this is all just on one page now, which is fine. That's great. She is a Burst 3 attacker, fire, rocket launcher, the normal cooldown of 40 seconds. So this is all synergizing. This is an actual trio. A Burst 1, a Burst 2, and a Burst 3 who complement each other, who try to take each other's effects and stuff. So this is insane. This is an actual trio that we are getting. Skill 1, Missile Guide. Activates when performing full charge attacks if self is not in Missile Guide status and affects self. Missile Guide, charge speed goes to 100% for 3 rounds. Activates when landing full charge attacks only if self is in Missile Guide status and affects self. Charge damage goes up 58.5% and stacks up to 1 time and lasts 3 seconds. Activates when reloading to max ammunition and affects self. Removes Missile Guide. So you're definitely going to probably want max ammo for her just because of that. Now her skill 2, Monster Stage, activates when landing full charge attacks and affects targets. Deals 266.6% of the final attack as true damage. Activates when landing full charge attacks if self is in battle formation status and affects self. Attack goes up 20% for 3 seconds, and then activates when landing full charge attacks if targets is in explosive round status and affects self. Projectile explosion damage goes up 20% for 3 seconds. It just keeps going. Not to mention, I just want to say, she's getting more buffs from Eunwha and Emma from what we talked about too. So all that is stacking up for her. So she's going to hit like a truck. First skill, Missile Container Online, affects self. Explosion radius goes up 100% for 10 seconds. And true damage goes up 60% for 10 seconds. And affects all enemies, including parts. Deals 492.3% of the final attack as burst skill true damage. That is fucking insane. This is a long video. I'm sorry, but there was a lot to talk about. And this is insane. This trio looks really, really promising. Looks really, really good. And unfortunately, I feel like, unless you're doing it for the waifu purposes, I feel like if you're going to go for one, you might as well go for the other because they're all complement each other. They all want something from their kits as well. Definitely because they are coming out weekly, we will have to see how they work without having their, actual teammates. I don't know if Rappy's going to be counting as a teammate or not. We will see. I kind of doubt it. I feel like this is just meant for these 3 because it specifically has some skills meant for the same squad. So it might just only affect the allies portion of it, so we'll see. But do let me know what your guys' thoughts are on all of this, whether that's the fan service, whether it's the wallpapers, whether it's the kit itself. Do let me know, because I am actually really interested. This shit looks insane. So really promising, hoping we get skill resets, because there's no way I have the mats for this. This is going to be tough. So we'll see. But do let me know what your guys' thoughts are. That is going to be it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.